In Gaza, the hunger grows. The Saad brothers line up for hours every day, buckets in hand, barefoot, waiting for food. I'm waiting hours in the cold, says 14-year-old Ahmed, and the food is still not here. The rice comes out and the crunch begins. Those who missed out scraping what remains in desperation. As the Israeli military continues its relentless and deadly bombardment of the besieged enclave in the wake of the October 7th attack by Hamas. Israel's chief of the general staff in ravaged northern Gaza this week, insisting the situation is becoming unbearable for Hamas. Adamant the Israeli military won't stop until Hamas understands they must return all hostages. Over the weekend, Hamas released footage of 19-year-old Israeli hostage Liri Albag, dressed in her military uniform, looking exhausted and terrified. All to pressure ongoing negotiations in Doha. It's day 6 of the latest round to stop the fighting, allow more aid into the enclave, and secure the release of what's believed to be at least 98 hostages held by Hamas, roughly half thought to be alive, according to Israeli officials.
I think we're making a lot of progress.
President-elect Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff is expected to join the talks in person as Trump calls for a deal before his inauguration on January 20th.
If those hostages aren't back, I don't want to hurt your negotiation. If they're not back by the time I get into office, all hell will break out in the Middle East. And it will not be good for Hamas, and it will not be good, frankly, for anyone.
This week, a list of the names of 34 hostages leaked online. The Israeli Prime Minister's office says it's the list Israel gave to Hamas over the summer, noting Hamas has yet to disclose who is alive and who is dead. An official with knowledge and given anonymity due to the sensitivity of the talks tells NBC News Hamas is demanding a week of calm to locate everyone. But Israel finds that hard to believe.
I'm frightened.
An agonizing impasse for the families.
If it does break this time, that it's gotten so close, it's the closest that it's ever been since I've been released. This deal has to come true. It just has to come true.
Former Israeli hostage Aviva Siegel was released in the first ceasefire more than a year ago, forced to leave her husband Keith, an American citizen, behind in Gaza. His name now on the list of 34.
When we separated, I told Keith, because I saw that he was very sad, I said, you be strong for me, and I'll be strong for you. And you know, I feel very lucky by saying what I said, because it's keeping him strong and he's keeping himself alive. I wanted to die there so many times.
Gershon Baskin is a former Israeli hostage negotiator. He says Trump's presidency could make a difference when prior rounds have failed.
Why is it that what Trump wants has more sway here in Israel than what Biden wants?
Oh, that's a really good question. Trump and Netanyahu are ideological twins. So Netanyahu is calculating. He wants to start off with a good relationship with Trump. He wants Trump to know that Israel supports him and whatever he does in this world. That's the way it is.
Any deal will be too late for the Abu Awad family. The mother and her 4 children were killed in an Israeli airstrike on their tent overnight. Responding to NBC News, the Israeli military says it's operating to dismantle Hamas's military capabilities and follows international law. The Abu Awads now lie in a morgue, counted among the more than 45,000 Palestinians killed in a war that some fear may never end.
Aaron McLaughlin is joining us now. And Aaron, as you are on the ground there in Tel Aviv, what are you getting as far as a sense of optimism or perhaps not when it comes to the possibility for a ceasefire?
You know, this is a region that is collectively holding its breath. A source with knowledge tells me that this is the closest they have ever been to a potential ceasefire since the last one more than a year ago. And still, there are no guarantees. We know those talks are ongoing. And just because there is a ceasefire, Hallie, it is worth noting that does not mean that there is going to be an end to this war. If you remember that proposal put forward by President Biden back in May, that was a phased approach. Phase 1 of that proposal entailed a 6-week ceasefire. Some of the hostages released, Israeli military withdrawing from populated areas of Gaza. The thinking being that that would buy them time, a 6-week period with which to negotiate a full ceasefire and an end to the war. Getting to phase 1 doesn't guarantee that they're going to get to phase 2. Hala.
Aaron McLaughlin live for us there in Tel Aviv. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.